whisper went round the village like wildfire. "The teacher is back!" I didn't hesitate. It'd been a while since the teacher was last in town, when he had taught in the synagogue, and we'd all been amazed. There was something different about his teaching. He spoke with an authority that most teachers just didn't have. And he didn't just talk. He acted. There were stories of people being healed, bodies and lives restored after they met Jesus. Not just here in Capernaum, but all over Galilee. And now he was back, and no one wanted to miss out. Our friend Ben had been unable to move by himself for a long time. When we first heard Jesus was returning, we talked with Ben about whether he might be able to heal him, and it was decided it was worth a try. This might be Ben's only chance, and we couldn't afford to miss it. A group of us agreed to carry him, but by the time we got there, a crowd had gathered and the place was packed. We couldn't even get near the door, there were so many people. We tried to push our way in, but there was no chance. My heart sank. There had to be some way we could get Ben to Jesus. Then I saw it and had an idea. The steps leading up to the roof were just beside us. We could go up there and somehow lower him directly into the room where Jesus was speaking. It wasn't easy carrying Ben up there, but we managed with the help of a rope from someone's fishing boat. No one paid us much attention. They were too busy listening to Jesus and his stories. We started to rip up the roof, pulling the straw out of place until we had a hole big enough, and used the rope to lower Ben on his mat through the roof right beside Jesus' feet. We caused a great disturbance, and some people started shouting and came running up to the roof to see what was going on. But we didn't care, we'd done it. Ben was lying in front of Jesus. What would he do? He held our breath. Jesus crouched down to talk to him, although we couldn't hear what he said because of the noise of the crowd. Then he looked up at us. I've never forgotten the love and compassion in his eyes, and a touch of humour too. He didn't mind the broken ceiling. He just saw our hope, our faith that our friend could be healed. The crowd fell silent again. Jesus looked back down at Ben. "Son, your sins are forgiven." I'll admit, I was disappointed. It wasn't the miracle we'd hoped for. Forgiveness was all very well. The synagogue teachers would say it's more important than physical healing. But it doesn't help a man put food on his table for his family. It's easy to say, but it doesn't change anything. You could see the crowd thinking the same thing, muttering among themselves. A group of other teachers weren't happy at all, muttering about blasphemy and asking who Jesus thought he was. Only God can forgive sins after all. Jesus knew what they were thinking. He looked straight at them and asked which they thought was easier, to heal someone or tell them they were forgiven. He didn't give them a chance to answer, but turned back to Ben. He'd helped him to get up, pick up the mat he lay on, and go home. No one in the crowd spoke or even moved. There was total silence. But then Ben who a minute before had not been able to sit up without help, slowly got to his feet. He bent down, rolled up his mat, tucked it under his arm, and began to walk towards the door, hesitantly at first, but growing in confidence with each step. The crowd parted to let him through. They wouldn't make space for him before, but now he was healed, they drew back with murmurs of wonder. At the door, he turned and smiled back at Jesus, then looked up at us. The smile was so wide it covered his whole face. We hurried down to meet him, through the crowd that was now shouting, cheering, praising God. We greeted our friend, restored to health, knowing he was loved, valued, healed. We joined the crowd in praising God and continued celebrating long into the night. It was amazing. Who was this man?